Hello and welcome to DY's banner review and character first impressions August Legend 2023 edition. As summer comes to a close, we return to some more regular banners with 2 new units. Thank God, because it's less work for me too. Alright, so let's get right into the nitty gritty. The 2 new characters are Rate Up and Sparkable as always. Unlike Summer, however, the Rate Up percentage for these units is only 0.3% as opposed to Summer's boosted rate of 0.5%. I'll speak more about Ragazzo and Meg and Mari later in the video. The grand unit on Rate Up this banner is Monica. Monica is unfortunately a character who has fallen off in recent years. She's not a bad character at all, it's more that Wind has a lot of competition for both manual and for full auto setups. Her weapon is also not a very useful grid piece for Zephyrus setups. I'm a hardcore Wind main and I have no plans to bar mine. Kuvira is the Zodiac on rotation for this banner. Very likely the next time you'll be able to spark her is anniversary next year in March, so plan that accordingly. Kuvira is a strong full auto unit with some uses in raids like Agustia as well. Her Guild War manual burst use has decreased as other strong characters have been released. So, should you spark this banner? Putting aside the usual disclaimer of, yes, pull on the banner if they're your favorite character ever, I would have to say that this banner is a hard pass. And it's not because the characters are really bad or anything like that. It's purely because both characters here are permanent units, which means that they are on the banner all the time, and you can even surprise ticket them in the future if you so desire. On top of this, although Guild War is right around the corner, Monica is not a priority unit to obtain for Wind. Now, you might say, hey DY, I really want to make sure I have Kuvira before Light Guild War. And to that, I would say that it's improbable that we have a Light Guild War before anniversary in March 2024. Historically, the Tetra elements get their Guild Wars before Light and Dark, and we still have to get through Water and Fire after this month's Wind Guild War. So if we follow a similar schedule as the last 3 years, we will get a Guild War in November and January, leaving no room for Light Guild War before anniversary in March. So yeah, there's just a ton of reasons why I cannot really recommend pulling on this banner at all. Anyways, let's talk about the new units. Let's begin with Ragazzo, a character that was featured in the latest story event, which I highly recommend reading, by the way. I thought it was really great. If I can just humbly ask Cygames to release playable Moralin, that'd be great. But anyways, let's get back to the star of the show. Ragazzo is an extremely offensive fire attacker, very much true to his personality. He functions similarly to Yo and Pengi in that he provides a strong offensive potential to your team for a few turns at the start of combat before flaming out. Eh? No? Okay. Anyways, his signature skill has to be his 3rd skill, which will essentially make him extremely powerful and unkillable, but only for 2 turns, after which he will be knocked out. He has some very strong passives, most notably providing him with guaranteed triple attacks and a skill nuke after auto attacks. This synergizes with his skill 1, which provides him with a high supplemental damage buff as well as double strike. Ragazzo is very likely to be a strong OTK character for both charge attack and auto attack setups. It is unclear if he will be used for Nightmare 95 in Guild Wars since, as far as I know, he doesn't enable a faster rotation. But there is definitely some potential for less optimized teams. Ragazzo is now, in my opinion, the best sack character for full autos. In the past, Colossus was used frequently in full autos where Frau was brought in from the backline, and now Ragazzo pretty much fills that role more effectively. He will deal much more damage and also be knocked out earlier than Colossus. Overall, Ragazzo is a character who can probably be considered once he comes around on a surprise ticket. And finally, we get our first permanent version of Meg, who is joined by her dear friend Mari. And much like her event and summer versions, Meg and Mari are once again a dark unit. Her skills feature the linked skill mechanic, with her S1 providing herself with a decent offensive buff, while her S2 allows her to debuff the enemy. She also brings some utility with her S3, which dispels and provides additional debuffs. This skill will be cast twice if the foe has more than 5 debuffs, which alongside characters like Lich or Fadil will be very easy to manage. This skill's cooldown is also reset upon charge attack, so she will provide a relatively frequent source of this spell. Meg and Mari are looking to be an okay full auto character. Her value will be much higher for newer or intermediate players who are still in the process of improving their grids. They just have a large amount of self-steroids which will help them deal higher damage without grid support. I think one thing that I find unfortunate about the unit is the fact that S1 and S2 cannot simultaneously exist. It would have been cool if they had a system like Makura where S1 and S2 could have some overlapping turns. At the very least, with the new full auto system, you can decide to choose whether you want more damage or more utility from Meg and Mari. And that's all for this banner. Please leave a like if you enjoyed the video or found the information useful. Keep an eye on the comments down below as I'll post any cool setups that involve the new characters there. As a side note, depending on when the next banner drops, there may or may not be a banner video. Ever since 2021, I've ranked Wind Guild War and I'll be doing the same this year as well. That will be happening on Twitch, so come check that out if you want. I will also try to get part 2 of the beginner's guide posted before Wind Guild War starts. Anyways, that's all for today. Good luck if you're pulling, stay strong if you're saving, and I'll catch you guys next time. Bye bye.